All right, folks, I haven't done this in a while at the chainsaw table. It's a mess. I've got several projects going on right now, but this one is the Remington Weekender, and it's a 34cc chainsaw. For those of you that are familiar with the channel, you've seen this one run, and it runs pretty well, but it does not have a high jet on the adjustment on the carburetor, and it makes it a little difficult to tune and to run. So I got thinking that the carburetor looked very similar to one that comes on a Poulan 25 DA. And in fact, let me grab it. This is an old parts one that I have, and I took the carburetor off of it, and it just looked very similar, and I wanted to give it a try. It is, I don't know if you can see, but the Venturi is larger. Of course, the Poulan is a 38cc, and this one is a 34cc, so there's a little bit of a size difference, but by the looks of it, everything should work. I don't know, the only thing I'm not sure about is the where the impulse, where this saw gets its impulse from. So I'm gonna have to check that out, but it looks pretty good. The Remington it's a Tillotson, and the one off of the Poulan is a Walbro, but I mean, they are very, very similar. The fuel comes in on this side. The adjusting screws are in the same position. The Remington has a hole in the case for a high jet, but it's just not in. It doesn't have one in the carburetor, and the throttle linkage mechanism is in the same spot. And the only thing that looks different is where the idle adjustment. The idle adjustment is on the top of the carburetor for the Poulan, and it's down here on the side for the Remington. But I'm gonna see if I can get it to work, hopefully, but we'll see. So I'm gonna dig into it a little bit here and see what we can do. Because I think this chainsaw will benefit a lot from having a high adjustment on the carburetor. So there's the, oh come on. There we go. Okay, so there's the choke assembly. Put those bolts back in it. So the choke is disconnected, and the carburetor is loose. Let's see if I can get this. There's the rubber plug for the high and low jet. There's a hole in here, that's for the low jet, and the high jet, there's no hole. So I'll have to cut a hole in this for the high jet, so that I have a a hole for that. But it's in the exact same spot, so it should work. See if I can get this fuel line off. Ooh, fuel line is pretty rough. Feels kind of chunky. So it might not come off too well. But we're gonna give it a try. Oh, well, leaking fuel everywhere. There we go. Yeah, leaked a lot of fuel in there, but not too bad. How am I gonna get that out? There we go. Okay, so there's the carburetor. There's the intake block. Hopefully the impulse comes into the same spot. Wipe this out. This is quite a bit of the air filter on this. I don't think is the best, and it leaks a lot of, well, I don't know that it's ever been cleaned in here, but it obviously is letting fines in. But hopefully we'll be able to get it. Hopefully we'll be able to get it cleaned up and able to go. Okay, cleaning up the intake block here. Sounds like my daughter just got home. She was out and about this evening. Sounds like she just got home. Okay, and it looks like the impulse will work. I need to get this old Poulan intake off. Oh, wow. That is on there. But maybe I can, oh. There we go. Ouch. Well, I'm gonna have to clean that up a little bit. It's got some of the gasket material on there. I'm gonna have to find a razor blade. So I don't have one here at the bench. So I'm gonna pause you, and we'll get back into this once I find a razor blade. Okay, so I got the gasket area cleaned up on the carburetor. The impulse ports line up, and like I said, the only difference that I really see, this is the one off the Remington, this is the one off the Poulan, is the adjustment for the idle is down here on this one and up here on the top for the Poulan, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. So we're just going to try putting this. We're just going to try putting this back together, and we'll see what it does. Might have to see if I can move this down a little for the fuel import, but I don't know. We're going to try it just the way it is. See how to, see, that's the choke. I got to see how to hook up my throttle linkage. I think that one right there. Whoops. See if that's gonna get past there. No. So I might have one little problem, and that is the yeah, it looks like the boy, I don't know. It looks like the throttle, this piece here is going to hit the manual oiler, but I don't know. I mean, it looks like it would hit on this one too. So I don't know. We'll see what it does here. Because that's my only oiler. It doesn't have automatic oiling, so I can't remove that. But I don't know. We'll see if I can get it in there and see what it does. Well, that's definitely going to hit. So let me try putting this one back in there and see what it looks like. It does the same exact thing. Oh, I see. Oh, so maybe it might miss. I just have to get I got to put it together, get the bolts in there, and it might actually work. It's got to go on the inside of that. Which is where I might have a problem with that idle adjustment is going to be a problem. Everything else fits, but that, let me show you what is happening. If you can see that the space between this block and the throttle linkage, there's a good space. But in this one, it's got that adjustment for the idle, and it goes down and hits the throttle linkage there and doesn't allow for the oiler to pass through this area right in here. So I might have to see if I can take this out and swap it between the two carburetors, because right now that is not going to work. So I'm going to have to see if I can swap that out. Let me move the saw. Okay, so here we go. Throttle linkage is in. Was in, not in anymore. Okay, it's close. It's getting close. I'm trying to get this in my straight pliers. I really should be wearing my cheater glasses for this because I can't see what the heck I'm doing. Come on, get in there. Okay. So the only thing I have to do now is connect the fuel line. The fuel line is going to be tricky because the Poulan fuel inlet is turned up, whereas the one for the Remington was more horizontal. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this on or not. I don't think the line is long enough. Yeah. Okay, so there's our next obstacle, is the fuel inlet. See how the fuel inlet on the Poulan is kind of going up, and the fuel inlet for the Remington is kind of going out straight. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get that to turn on the Poulan one. I do have a lot of these in case I break it. Well, it turned. I can't go completely horizontal with it because it doesn't stick off far enough off the body for it to miss the end of the throttle rod, whereas on the Remington one it sticks out just a little bit